Okay everybody, and this is the report on the progress of the house renovation at the end of May 2023. And in fact what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to give you a quick look at what they've actually achieved. They've put on the first rough coat for the outside plastering, and you can see it all the way along here. Just go around the corner. They're about to start work on the rear supports for the house. As you can see, they're half finished. But what they have achieved, which is quite remarkable because I simply couldn't do this myself, they've managed to get into this very narrow gap. I mean, look at this. This is very, very small. It leads to the back of the house. And they've actually replastered the entire wall. It's never been done before, and that really is going to seal in a coat which will protect the house from all elements, because come the winter it gets incredibly cold here. Now if we just turn a corner, we've got the old stone house here. This itself is about to be demolished shortly. There is absolutely nothing we can do with it. We've resigned ourselves to the fact that it is financially suicide to try and restore it. The back of the structure is incredibly weakened and is about to collapse, and so some of the stone has already been taken down. The good pieces of stone are going to be used, and of course we've got to seek the permission of the owner of the house next door. The house is empty. It's going to be used to build this wall up here, this stone wall, which as you can see is in a very parlous state at the moment, and extend the stone wall at some height all the way down the side here to the back of the well, to the front actually of the barn. So this will give us complete privacy here, and of course will add to the ambience, you know, the atmosphere that these places generate, especially with these wonderful stone walls. And similar situation over here as well. And mind the bricks here, it is a building site, and I have to be extremely careful walking through here. And as you can see over here, there's a breeze block wall. What we would like to do there is to not actually knock the wall down, but to put another coat, as it were, of stonework on the front of it to again create that stonework effect all the way down the property. And if you can see it from here, this is where the water drains into a trench and goes out to the fields. I'm thinking of turning that area here in front of this stone wall into a bog garden. It will look absolutely stupendous and will generate such a wonderful atmosphere. And let's go back into the barn very quickly. And over here you can see where all the soil's been dug out and it's been replaced with rubble. That's going to be compressed and compounded and concreted, but before they can do that they have to make good with the repairs on the roof. As you can see, all the tiles are missing from one corner. That has to be renovated first before they can commence with the work down here. So there's a great deal of work being continued on with the site. As you can see, we've got a huge supply of timber, which is essential for life here in Transylvania. And if I can get Poppy out of the way. No, come on, you come back, baby. Say hello to Poppy. Hello, Poppy. This is the field at the back, which had long grass. It's actually been cut, and we discovered that we had 4 red or blackcurrant bushes here, which we're going to keep. And there's some mammoth ant hills here. I've never seen ant hills like that, but there's quite a few here. I mean, at the season's end, this will all be cleared. We're thinking of turning this area into a campsite. Next week, all this loose hay is going to be removed and taken from the site. And this site also needs to be levelled and ploughed. Poppy, come here. This is the problem with dogs here. although Poppy is pretty good generally. So very quickly, that's the end of our land here, but in front of that you can see a ring of grasses. Beyond that we have another piece of land which is the size of this piece of land. We may use that area for growing crops. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things happening here at the moment. It has a wonderful potential. The next big project after is going to be, we need to get this floor done first in the barn. Then we have still got a huge amount of belongings which are stored in the basement, which is going to be converted into an apartment. So before they can start work on the apartment, they have to remove all of the furniture and boxes. Right, Poppy, come on baby, come on, let's go. Okay, now we shut the door. We'll have to improve the security here. And we will go and see what's happening with the rest of the house. As you can see here, we have a pile of tiles. These are going to be used to restore the barn. On the left we have an unprocessed pile of wood, again for our fuel. The guys here have been working very, very hard each day. At the moment it's very, very boring, hard, physical work, putting a slapdash coat of cement initially on the walls, and then putting a better coat on top of that, and then hopefully a final coat to render it all smooth. And as you can see now, the front of the house has been transformed. It's nothing like what it used to look like. And just for memory, here's a picture as it used to be. It is much, much improved. It actually looks like a house and not just a pile of bricks as it previously looked like. It's going to be a really beautiful house, and at some point I'm going to take you for a guided tour around the interior of the house once we've got settled and everything is put out exactly how we want it to be. So anyway, this is it. This is my report for the end of May. Not a great deal to report, but certainly a lot of progress has been made here. Very impressed with what the guys have done, and although none of us speak the same language, we can at least communicate on most things together, and they know how impressed I am, and they've been watching these videos on YouTube. Until the next time, and this is the big man himself, until the next time, I will say goodbye and speak to you soon.